Yo, what's going down, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we're back for episode 22 of the Around the League series. Now, if you guys saw my channel update today, I'm going to be pushing out some extra of these videos coming soon, so, get ready for that for you Around the League fans. And today we're doing the New Orleans Hornets. This is a bit out of order because it turns out that the Hornets, I just skipped over them by accident. They were supposed to go before the Heat and before the Hawks, but, I don't know, I just skipped over them by accident. Stupid mistake on my part, but anyway, let's get right into this commentary. So the Hornets are a team that I really like for a young team that I think has underachieved a bit this year. Obviously, Eric Gordon's been hurt for a portion of it, and even when he's been back, he's still been spotty. He's only playing like every other game for a little bit, and he hadn't really been playing more than like 30 minutes a game. So, but this is a team when Eric Gordon plays, they're a very good basketball team. I think they're above 500 when Gordon plays this year, which is a testament to the fact that when they're healthy, I think that this is a potential playoff team. Now, Ryan Anderson, they signed for a 4-year, $34 million deal this offseason. It was a sign and trade. They gave up Gustavo Ion for him. They got a steal of a deal on that in terms of Anderson, being one of the he might be the best three-point shooting big in the league. That's up for debate. I'm sure people will make arguments for guys like Dirk Nowitzki and stuff, but Anderson they got a really good deal on that contract. A lot of people thought Anderson was going to regress this year a little bit because he wasn't going to be able to space the floor so much without Dwight Howard. But Anderson's really looked good this year. He's had even a better season than last year. Hitting more threes. He's been doing a lot more too. He's kind of not just a spot-up shooter anymore. He's got a good post game. Can kind of dribble drive a little bit. So he's really evolved, and I'm really, that's really good to see out of him. He really, him and Anthony Davis, it's a good combo. And I know that. I'm pretty sure Ryan Anderson doesn't start, actually. I think they start not Roger Mason, what am I saying? Robin Lopez, which I'll get into in a sec. But either way, I really like Ryan Anderson on this team. And I'll talk about Anthony Davis, too. Anthony Davis, obviously, he's not had the best rookie year. But you can't forget, guys, this is a guy that isn't supposed to be a guy who's going to come in and hit 20 and 10. He's not Tim Duncan coming out of, college or whatever. He's not going to be that good immediately. He's 6'10", he's 220, so he needs to put on some weight. Still, doesn't really have an NBA body at this point. So, you can't forget that part of it. And you guys just got to remember, be patient with him. He's a guy with all the potential in the world. He's only 19 years old. So, actually, he just turned 20 like a couple weeks back. But anyway, you just got to bear with him. And I really like I've seen flashes of brilliance out of this guy. He's got a good mid-range jump shot. He's got a good over-the-shoulder hook shot. I think if he can develop his post moves a little bit more and just develop a bit of an offensive game, get a little bit better on the boards, this guy has all the potential in the world. His defense is there. He's proven himself as a shot blocker this year. If he puts on a little bit more weight, we'll see if he can play center, but I think right now he fits more naturally at power forward, which is the reason that they're starting Robin Lopez these days. And I think that's a good idea. Lopez is not the best rebounder in the game, but he's a 7-footer. He's good defensively. He's had a very good year, probably the best year of his career. Starting to kind of live up to the hype, that he had out of college. He was supposed to be a bit better of a player than he has been, but he's a big 7-footer, very good defensively, as I mentioned, and he allows Anthony Davis to play the 4, which is where he more naturally fits in at this point. So that's a good thing. That the Hornets are better off with Lopez in the starting lineup at this point, having Anderson come off the bench. So I really like that move. I think that's a very smart move by Monty Williams and the Hornets coaching staff. Grievous Vasquez is a guy that a lot of people want to give the breakout player of the year this year, and I agree. Vasquez has had a very good year. He's averaging around 14 points, 9 assists, and about 4 rebounds, I believe. But I think his assists are overrated. He gets the type of assists that a lot of guys can get. He doesn't get those Steve Nash assists, those John Stockton assists, those Rajon Rondo assists, where those guys create plays and give their guys open looks. I feel like Grievous Vasquez more just makes the passes and guys hit open shots. He doesn't create open looks for his guys, and that was proven almost by last night, or tonight, because I'm recording this commentary on Monday. Brian Roberts got 18 assists tonight, and I feel like that's the situation where assists are a very overrated stat. You can't look at assists solely as assists. You have to look at what type of assists they are. Is he creating plays for his guys? Is he getting other guys open looks by him making plays, or is he just making the passes and guys are knocking down shots? I think that's a little bit of what Grievous Vasquez has been doing, is the latter. So Grievous Vasquez is a good player. I really liked him at Maryland. He was a Duke killer at Maryland. I'm a big Duke fan, so I would know firsthand. And, I really like Grievous Vasquez. I think he has a lot of potential. I just think that I think people are giving him a little bit too much credit. That's just my opinion, but I like Grievous Vasquez as a player. I hope he does well. I'm rooting for him. And, yeah, so Brian Roberts is a good backup point guard. I've liked what I've seen out of him in the short time that he's played. Eric Gordon is a guy that, if he stays healthy, he is one of the better shooting guards in the NBA. Probably a top 6 or 7 shooting guard in the NBA when he's healthy. and I don't know if he wants to be there in New Orleans at this point. I obviously signed that offer sheet with Phoenix in the offseason, and New Orleans matched it. But when he's there and he wants to play, he is a difference maker on this team. And he knows how to score the ball. He can put the ball in the basket. Lacks a little bit in the defensive end. Is very undersized for that shooting guard position at 6'3". Came out of high school, or not high school, out of college. I think he played point guard in Indiana, actually. So, anyway, but I really like Eric Gordon when he's healthy, and he's the X factor for this team. When he's healthy, when he's playing, when he wants to be there, this team is a dangerous team, and they've proven it by beating big name guys. They just beat the Nuggets last night. They beat the Celtics twice this year. They beat the Lakers, and I just I just punched my mic. When Eric Gordon's there, very good team. Now, a few other guys that I'll talk about shortly: Xavier Henry and Austin Rivers, two young shooting guards. Henry's been there a little bit longer. Was he traded along with Grievous Vasquez from the Grizzlies? I can't remember. But Henry's got to go. He's got a little bit of potential. Still pretty young. He's only 21 years old. He came out of Kansas, so we'll see how he does in the coming years. Austin Rivers is a guy that I think people need to calm down on. They need to give him a little bit more time. Again, not a guy that's expected to come in and blow the NBA away. Needs to improve his outside jump shot. Needs to improve his control a little bit, not turn the ball over so much. That's another thing Grievous Vasquez does so much, is turn the ball over. I'm a big Jason Smith fan. I just like the way he plays. Good hard defender. Darius Miller, I think Darius Miller's the type of second round pick that I'd want to get. Kind of the guy that is going to be a solid role player for you. He's never going to be anything more than that, but at least you can actually get some use out of him. Roger Mason Jr., very good shooter. I don't really know too much about Terrell Harris. I know he was on the Heat last year. Lou Amundsen's a guy they picked up recently. He's a very good defender. I really like Lou Amundsen. I think that was a smart pickup, and I really don't know too much about Lance Thomas, so that kind of addresses their roster. Like I said, this is a team that can make a playoff push. I think that if guys progress a little bit, if Vasquez gets a little bit better, if Davis kind of progresses a bit, if Gordon stays healthy, this is a team that I think you got to look out for that can make the playoffs next year. So be wary of them. Obviously, they're out of the race this year. If they can get another solid draft pick, if they can retool a little bit and progress a little bit more as a team next year and stay healthy, look out, guys, because this is a potential playoff team. So anyway, that's pretty much going to wrap this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy, and Zozum out. Peace.